Today I've got a fun get ready with me where I'm trying new glowy makeup just perfect for the over 50 woman. That's coming up next. Welcome back, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50 where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Today I've got a fun get ready with me where I'm putting together a glowy look using a lot of new products and a couple of products that I've used just a few times. We're going to be dipping into some Anatasia of Beverly Hills, a little bit of Bare Minerals. I've got a glowy new foundation from Revlon, a fun new palette from Juvia's Place, a new concealer, a new mascara, and more. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And with that, let's get into the makeup look. I have my face all prepped with my serums and moisturizers, and for primer today on my face, I used the Revlon Photo Ready. This is their Perfecting Primer. I really like this. I do want to try the type that is a pinker color, and apparently it's a pore reducing primer. So this is a good little primer if you're casting around looking for one. I'm not sure I like it as well as my e.l.f. Putty Primer, but I like it a lot. I'm going to start with eyes today, and for eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using this Anatasia of Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. I picked up this smaller tube. They call it a sample, but my gosh, you need such a very little bit of this. I think this is going to last me all year long. Comes in this tiny little silver tube, which is really cute. And when I say you just need a tiny little bit, I'm not kidding. Look at how little I'm going to put on my finger and put on both eyes. And this is going to cover both my eyelids really well and then some. And I like to start with just one eye at a time. Because this is a thicker consistency, I want to make sure it's really worked in without any creases. So you can see how well that covered my lid. And the nice thing about this primer is that it really covers up any veining, which I have a lot of. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to start in with my Tarte palette because it has a cream color that I want to put all over my lid, and I really, really like it. It's this one right here, and I'm just going to put a wash of that right over both lids from top to bottom. I want to keep the eye look rather light today because I want to do a dramatic lip. So we'll see how that works out. Smooth that over both lids. Just a real thin wash to kind of lay down a creamy base and give the rest of the shadow something nice to cling on to. The main eyeshadow palette I'm going to work with today is the Nebulyft from Juvia's Place. This is not a new palette, but it is new to me. I just got this in and I'm so delighted with the colors in this palette, particularly a few of the shimmers that I really wanted to try it for this glowy makeup look. I'm going to start in with this transition color right here and just put a very, very light coat over the crease area of my eye. The Juvia's Place formula is really, really pigmented, so I'm going to go very, very lightly in the beginning because I'm not sure how much color this is going to lay down. And I like to take that transition color all the way out, almost to meeting the end of my eyebrow there. Kind of tends to give me a little bit of an eye lift, or just the illusion of my eyes being a little bit lifted. I'm really in love with these Juvia's Place eyeshadows. I just think the formula is extraordinary, and for the price point, they're such a good buy. You know, the pan sizes, have you seen the pan sizes on these palettes? This, I got it on sale, I think it was maybe $13 or something. It's just such a great eyeshadow formula. And I'm going to go in with a blending brush and just blend in those edges so it's a real smooth transition. I'm going to deepen up the outer corner now, and I'm going to go into this dark kind of cool brown right here in the corner, get a little bit up my brush and focus that on the outer third of my eye. So I'm just going to start on the very outside edge of my eye and start tapping that in real gently. I want to keep this eye look fairly light, so I'm just going to use a small amount and keep it in one smaller area towards the outside of my eye. Then back in with my blending brush to really blend that into that transition color and onto my lid. One of the colors that I just love the most in this palette is this shimmer shade right up here. It's so, so pretty. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to use this palette today, is this particular color. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that on my finger and tap that all over the lid. It's such a pretty glowy color. Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? It's the most interesting kind of pinky champagne-y color, but the reflectiveness is just beautiful. For the outer corner of the lid, I'm going to go into this darker brown shimmer shade right here. I'll put it on my finger so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? And I'm just going to tap that on the outside third of my movable lid. Now I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and blend those two together. Just a real soft transition between the two shades on my lid and then up into the crease area. So everything has a real smooth look. I want to keep the glowy part of my eyeshadow on my lids and the lower part of my eye. So I'm going to go back into my Tarte palette, go back into this creamy shade again, and then just put that underneath my eyebrows. This is a matte shade and it's just a very, very beautiful highlight color. That's it for the eyeshadow for right now, but before I do mascara, I'll probably go in and do a little bit of shadow work underneath my lower lashes. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Revlon Candid Glow foundation. This is fairly new in the drugstore. I've used it a couple of times. Actually, I think I've maybe used it once, but I wanted to try it again today to see how I really feel about it. It's a very, very popular line with Revlon, the Candid line, so this is their glow version. It seems like everything's coming out glowy these days. So I'm going to start with just about a pump on the back of my hand and go ahead and start smoothing that over my face. My skin is looking really dry today. I'm not sure if it's the cold winter weather or if it's that I've been doing a lot of derma rolling, which seems to kick up some dry skin. I hope that this is going to kind of counteract my dry looking skin today. I'm going in with a foundation brush and just working that foundation all over the skin. It has a real lovely feel when it goes on. It feels very light and soft. I think I remembered from the last time I used this is that the glow part didn't show up right away. It almost took a few minutes for it to start looking a little bit glowy on my complexion. I would say it's about a medium coverage. It's definitely not a full coverage. It doesn't look heavy or cakey or makeup-y at all. It has a very, very light, soft look on the skin. And I can see now, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but the glowy part is starting to show up. It's so interesting to me. It doesn't start out that way in the beginning, but it sort of comes to the surface after a couple of minutes. Now I'm going in with my sponge and just tapping that into the skin. I'm going to go ahead and set that foundation with the Becca Hydrating Mist Powder. Really kind of like this powder, but it's surprising. I just don't reach for it that much, and I'm not sure why. But a little bit on a big fluffy brush and just start tapping that over the skin. This powder has such a unique feel when you put it on because it has hyaluronic acid, I believe, in the powder itself. I think that's what causes the hydrating effect. It feels moist when it goes on. It's really interesting. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Pretty Vulgar Concealer. This is brand new to me. I haven't used it, so we'll see how it works out. It has one of the standard doe foot applicators, and you can see it kind of has a bend in it. I think this probably makes it a little bit easier to put underneath your eyes. So I haven't used this before. I don't know how concentrated it is. So I'm just going to start out with a very little bit. And it looks like it might be a little dark for me, but we'll see if we can make it work. I'm going to tap that in with my finger. It has a very, very light feel. That small amount is seeming to really cover. This concealer feels really moisturizing. It has a great feel. We'll see how it works out throughout the day, whether it creases and settles into my fine lines, but it feels wonderful going on. I'm going to tap that out with my beauty sponge just so it gives it kind of that nice, really pretty satin finish. To set my under eyes, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. HD Loose Powder. I love this stuff. I haven't found anything that I like better to set my under eyes. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Just a little bit on my little angled brush, and then I just gently tap that underneath my eyes. I'll have to say my complexion is looking a lot better to me than when I started. For contouring today, I'm going to be using this little Wet n Wild contouring palette. I've used this a few times and I really quite like it. I want to use it today because mostly I want to do contouring more than bronzing because we're in the middle of winter. And I really appreciate this color here. It doesn't have any warmth to it. It's really a cool tone brown, and I want to see what kind of look I can create with it today. Just start placing it around the face. See how pigmented that is? You just really don't need very much. I like to keep that just really to the outside planes of my face. And I always like to do a little bit of contouring up on my forehead and then down underneath my chin. Take my big fluffy brush and go in and blend, blend, blend. So what are you guys doing this time of the year to keep yourself busy? I know it's sometimes a challenge for me after the holidays and there's all that activity and excitement to figure out what I'm going to do for the months of January, February, and March. So put it down in the comments below and let me know what you're doing to keep yourself entertained in these winter months. For blush today, I'm going to be using the Anatasia of Beverly Hills Blush Trio in the colorway Pool Party. You can see there's 3 very pretty shades here. I think today I'm going to stick more with the peachy tone right here. This pink shade right here, let me show you, is really bright and it has a little bit of sparkle in it. Probably not something I want to go in with today, so I'm going to stick with this peach shade over here and just start tapping that. Wow, look, look at how much pigment is on there. I guess I better take it easy. Just tap that on the upstairs area of my cheeks and then blend that out. That just leaves a nice pretty glow on the skin. Isn't that pretty? For a highlight, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Invisible Glow. This is such a pretty powder. You can see it right here. Isn't that pretty? It just puts a beautiful glow on the skin. So I'm going to go in with my little angled brush, tap it into the product. I try to hit the very top of my cheekbones and avoid my crow's feet, which sometimes is a challenge. It's a very subtle highlight. I'm not even sure you can see it in the camera. It's very soft and pretty. Isn't that a pretty complexion look? It's just so soft with just the slightest bit of glow. I'm gonna hop off now and do my tight lining and mascara and I'll be right back. I got a little carried away and went ahead and did a winged eyeliner and put on lashes, so that was a little bit of fun. For mascara, I used the Grand Drama. I haven't used this before and it's kind of an interesting mascara. I sort of like it. It has this kind of figure 8 wand on it and it really does seem to lengthen and volumize. It says Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil. Now, I don't know why I keep seeing castor oil in products these days. When did this become a sought after ingredient? I know when I was younger, you tried to stay away from the castor oil. So I don't know, what have we got here? To do my winged liner, and I'm still such a newbie at this, but I love doing it. I almost can't stop. I use the Hank and Henry pen, and this is one of those felt tip pens and it seems to work fairly well. I can't say I'm an expert on it. I'm not really sure how it looks. I know how it looks in my mirror, but I'm not sure how it looks from your guys' end. So go ahead and tell me down in the comments how the winged eyeliner looks. And then for lashes, I use the Allure Naturals. These are really pretty lashes and they're shorter and they really have most of the emphasis towards the outside of the eye, which I really like. A little bit more than mascara and tight lining today. We've got winged eyeliner and lashes. For lipstick, I'm going to be using a new lipstick and I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is it Lamasqua? If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments. And this color I just thought was so beautiful. It's kind of this peachy, rosy pink. And I thought that it would be a real pretty lip color today. I don't have the perfect lip liner, but I'm going to use what I've got that's close enough. And this is the Whipped Caviar from NYX. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with this. And then I'm going to blend out the lip liner so it's not as strong. And hopefully the lip color and the lip liner will play well together. Isn't that just such a fun color? So bright in this cold winter days. Here we have the finished look. This was such a fun look to put together and there were so many great products that I found. First of all, the Nubian palette by Juvia's Place is just exceptional. These shadow formulas are so wonderful. If you haven't tried a Juvia's Place palette, do yourself a favor and grab yourself one next time they're on sale. They're so affordable and the quality is just exceptional. One of the other standout products for me is this Pretty Vulgar Concealer. I was so shocked because I have so many concealers and I have so many good concealers, but I haven't used a concealer like this. It is so moisturizing and it feels so different going on the skin. I really like it. It did crease a little bit and then I went back and tapped it out and set it a little bit more. I'm not sure about the longevity of the wear time, but the way it looks and feels on the skin is just exceptional. I would like to look for it in a little lighter color because I like a bit of brightening underneath my eyes. But other than that, loving this Pretty Vulgar concealer. For my winged liner, of course, I use the Hank and Henry, and this is a felt tip liner. I'm really liking it. I haven't tried a lot of winged liner formulas, and I will be in the future. If you have one that you love that has a felt tip on it, which I find easy to use, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. I'd love to try it out and show you guys how I can work with it. The Grand Drama mascara, you know, I liked it. I can't say it wowed me. It did a nice job. Not sure I'm going to be reaching for it again. The Allure eyelashes, I love them. They're kind of a dimmy little look, so you don't have to cut them. Most of the focus is towards the outside of the eyes. Just a lot of fun when you feel like glamming it up just a little bit. I think for me, almost the hit of the whole look is this beautiful lipstick. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Ilamasqua. I'm not sure. It's in the color Solar, and you can see it right here. It's so pretty. I just think it has such a beautiful pop of color, and I like the keeping the eyes a little bit lighter so that the lipstick can really stand out. That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me today for this glowy get ready with me. I think that the products put a nice little sophisticated glow on the skin, and I'm certainly enjoying it. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, make sure you stop by Pretty Over 50 where we've got a lot more great information just waiting for you there. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.